gentlemen, it is time for another episode of Behind the Grind with your one and only host, Simon Romero.
Mr. Josh, the Gentleman Hill, how are you today, my friends?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks for asking. So how are you feeling today? You had that fight a little while ago. You've had time to kind of rest and relax. So how are you feeling so far?
I'm good, man. I didn't take any major damage in the fight, so I feel good. A little sore and whatnot, but yeah, man, I'm good. Just chilling out and kind of doing nothing this week, but just resting.
Of course. So you got that rest in between. But how was the trip home with coach and everything? How was it? Like a bumpy flight back home? You're coming from Canada, correct?
Yeah, no, it was good actually. I flew out to Connecticut by myself because Lyndon was cornering AJ, and so he met me in there, and then I flew home by myself because Lyndon went right to Vegas for Romero. So yeah, man, it was good. It was obviously it's always better when you come home with the W. So it was a good trip.
Yeah, so it went the full 15 minutes with your opponent, Erik Perez. How did you feel in there? So it wasn't too long since you were in there last for your second Bellator appearance. So how did you feel in there against the opponent? Was he must have been a little tougher than the last guy, but how did you feel in there?
I felt good. Yeah, Perez is he's been around a long time. He's a big name. Did very well in the UFC, and then he went to Combate and did well there. And now he's with Bellator. So yeah, he was a big name. I knew he was going to be a tough fight. I knew I did have the power to knock him out if I could land that shot, but he did a good job of kind of evading a lot of my punches and whatnot. But I went all 3 rounds. I almost finished him in the third. I almost choked, had that choke in, but I just kind of could feel him slipping. I was kind of in a weird spot too against the cage. But yeah, it was. I'm pretty happy with my performance, man. I got to showcase striking, wrestling, grappling. It was a bit of everything in that fight, and my cardio. So it went good. Obviously, I would have liked to finish him in that third round, but he's a tough cat.
Yeah, and that's the thing with fights too. In the full 15 minutes, you're able to see like the fighters how they've improved, I guess, since their last fight. You get to see the full showcase of what they've been working on. But then when you see like the shorter ones, obviously the knockouts and the submissions, they're nice too. I guess you can't complain too much. But how do you feel when people say, "Oh, you should have knocked him out," or this or that? What feeling do you get from that?
Well, people can say whatever they want. They're not the ones that are in there. And
Exactly,
my goal when I get in there is I don't get paid by the minute, when I'm in there. So if I can get in there and knock them out in 30 seconds and walk out of there with no injuries, that would be, best case scenario. So the people that say that kind of shit is just, they don't know what they're talking about. But I mean, everybody's going to say, criticize you no matter what, no matter how. Even if I've had fights where I've won in 2 minutes, and then they're complaining that it wasn't long enough. So it's it is what it is. Everybody's gonna complain about something, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you gotta do your job in there. So you're having fun doing it too as well.
Yeah, of course, man. That's I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So at the beginning of this, we were talking about Senor Linden. So talk to me about your kind of relationship with the guy. I know you've been with him for quite a while now. So how close are you guys, I guess?
Oh yeah, me and Lyndon, we've known each other the longest I think of everyone. I think we met each other in grade 5. So we've been together forever, playing hockey together growing up. Went to the same school, and he was actually the first one that kind of brought me into like MMA, into training. I tried it out with him, and I was playing hockey like 4 or 5 days a week at the time, so I didn't really have time to actually take it seriously. But we kind of like drifted apart for a couple of years there, and then he was traveling, and he came back and he seen that I was training again pretty steadily, and so he joined in, and then we just started training together every day, man. Back in we're going back to like 2007, 8. It's
Okay. Yeah.
we're getting old now, us two, man. But we would like meet up in the the McMaster University little wrestling room, and we'd like just kind of try shit out on each other, try combinations and submissions. And then, yeah, we were training partners, for my whole career and up until his career, until he retired. And now he's my coach. So it's actually benefited me quite a bit because, nobody knows me better in the sport than him. So it's been fun.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So it's I think it's super important that the fighter and the coach have that close relationship. Obviously, you guys have that super close relationship all the way back to grade 5. So I find that's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's good. You got to be able to trust the person you're with, right? Because that's the most important thing. The technical side of it, that's obviously important as well. But when it comes down to it, I got to, he knows me as a fighter and a person, so I can trust, his judgment, and he'll tell me the truth too. He's not a cheerleader, which a lot of coaches are.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was doing my research as well. I'm pretty sure you own your own gym, Vision Quest or something like that, or you just teach there. So talk to me about how that's going for you so far.
Yeah, you're right, man. You got it. Vision Quest is my gym. I'm one of the owners there. It's good. I mean, if things have taken a hit, obviously with this COVID, we are back open now, but we're very limited, our class sizes and our schedule. But yeah, we've been open since 2016. We're here in Binbrook, the big town of Binbrook, Ontario here. But it's been good, man. We've got a lot of recreational people that train there, and we've actually brought up a couple guys that want to compete. We have a few guys on the amateur scene right now too. So it's growing. It was growing quite well before all this hit. So we'll see what happens when we get back to it for real. But we're looking forward to that. So.
Yeah, so when all this did hit, was it difficult, I guess, opening the doors back up and having to clean extra now? Obviously, you were cleaning before, hopefully, but you have to clean extra, like double time now, and after every client, and the class sizes are limited. So how tough is that for you to handle?
Yeah, it sucks. That's why we're only doing 2 classes per night. We were usually doing 4. They're only 45 minutes in length instead of the full hour, just because we're having time to clean in between. And our gym's not very big, so we're limited. Our class size is only 8 people per class, where before we could fit 20 people. So it sucks, but we're making do with how it is. Other gyms have been less fortunate. I've seen some long-standing awesome gyms that I've trained at close their doors for good, which really sucks. So we've been lucky. We got a good landlord that's been working with us, so we're lucky in that sense.
Yeah, so they got this 2-time Bellator veteran in the cage also as their trainer. So talk to me, how are you feeling with Bellator so far? So like I've said a couple times now, it's your second fight with them. How could you see your future going with them?
I love it, man. I'm a big fan. I love the direction they're going as an organization. And yeah, they have a very, very deep bantamweight division too. So I can see myself in the top 4 right now in my mind. There's 2 guys fighting for the belt in a couple weeks, and then Sergio Pettis is going to be fighting the winner of that. So I think that puts me right behind him. So I see myself, fighting hopefully for a number 1 contender fight, my next fight, and then win that, and then fight for the title. That's what I want. Obviously, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I could see myself fighting for that title sometime in 2021.
Awesome. So you just answered my next question. I get to save a little breath there. I was going to ask you what was next for you, but since you answered that for me, we got this last question here. Actually, 2 questions I lied. So how's the family doing so far? Obviously, they're super proud of you. I know you got a little girl too. So how are they doing?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, thanks. They're good. Me and my wife, I got my daughter, she's 2, and my stepson is 10. Yeah, they're good. They're huge supporters of what I do, and yeah, everybody's good, man. I can't complain. It's good times.
Awesome. And this last one, hopefully it'll give you a little giggle, right? You got 1 animal to help you fight in the cage. It'll be like a 2v2 tag team match, but it's got to be an animal.
Say that again. You cut out at the end there. I couldn't hear you.
To like stand beside your side, and then you can go like in the WWE and they have an animal.
Any animal?
Any animal, yeah.
I'll go. I'll go with I'll go with a silverback gorilla.
Okay, and well, they're obviously the closest species to humans, I guess. But why would you pick one of those?
I don't see many things kind of taking that thing out, man. You know what I mean? Like little mini King Kong. Yeah, I don't know, maybe like a lion or something like that, but I'll
We
go
can
with
only
the.
pick one. We can only pick one.
All right, I'll stick with the silverback gorilla.
All right, I like it. You got two unstoppable forces there. All right. So before I let you go, I want to give you the opportunity to thank anyone who's helped you along your journey so far. I know you got a long list behind you, but the floor is all yours.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Just all my family, my friends that are always supportive. I got a great base here of people that support me, and I'm very lucky in that sense. And thank you to the Bellator for giving us fights right now. Well, it kind of sucks for a lot of the guys that are still fighting with the regional promotions, because there's no fights going on right now at all, so they're kind of stuck right now in limbo. So having the ability to fight and make a living, it's huge right now. So thankful for that. And yeah, just all my sponsors, all my teammates, coaches, everybody.
Awesome. So it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll be talking soon.